What is up, man? Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host
Chip.
Chip.
What's up,
What's
guys?
going on, Chip? Man, fired up today. Infrastructure bill, all these things going on in the crypto space. Everyone's panicking. LinkedIn to Twitter, Ripple XRP. Man, I'll tell you what, but the future's so bright. Man, you got to put your sunglasses on and you got to enjoy sometimes. There's so many great things going on. We're going to get into all that. Then we're going to dive into our thoughts and commentary on what's going on with the infrastructure bill, dissect that a little bit, get into it. But first, Ripple XRP, crypto space, all the goods, all the glory. Ready to kick this thing off?
Let's get it going.
Welcome to On the Chain.
All right,
Boom.
Chip,
Yeah, that's
what
right.
is up, man? Man, it's a good day.
Money.
It is a good day. Man, I'm loving it. Man,
Fancy.
big shout out to permission.io today, brought to you by permission.io. Chip, you know how it goes. Google, Facebook, all those big guys, they're out there collecting and hoarding your data. They keep it someplace. I don't know. They're probably sitting on a big mound of it, like those dragons used to protect their gold and gems and all that stuff. So they're hoarding all your data and then they're monetizing and making billions and billions of dollars off of your data. But there's this company, permission.io. You download this little browser extension, and every so often they'll say, hey, do you want to watch this ad? And you're like, yeah, I want to watch this ad. And you get to make money. You're actually earning the ask token. You're monetizing your data, monetizing your time. It's amazing. Permission.io allows you to take control of your data and get monetized for doing what you're already being forced to do by some of the big players out there. So go check that out. It's in the description below. And Chip, man, good things today. I'll tell you what, lots of good things in the news. I want to start out with one because I think you're going to love this one. Maybe I'll share this here, but this one is right up your alley. Not the, forgot I got to share like this, not the Coinbase part, but green light to Apple Pay. I know how much you love your Apple Pay. And Google
happy with
Pay
Apple right now, though.
on its way. What's that?
I'm not happy with Apple right now. I've been scorching Tim the loser, CEO of Apple. So I've been scorching him, scorched earth on him. But no, this is exciting.
Chip is leaving Apple.
Not yet. No, that's not happening. Just mad.
But it's good, man. Good news. Coinbase giving a green light to Apple Pay. So all this chaos going on, all this uncertainty of times. And do you think Google or Coinbase is going to be doubling down and getting into these types of things, putting all this money in infrastructure to start working with Apple Pay and Google Pay and start rolling that out, man? It's, big news. I think it's pretty amazing. Let's see what it says here. But look at that. They just launched facilities for Apple Pay. It's going into Google Pay. But iPhone users will be able to purchase leading cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably XRP too. Oh, no, wait. You can't buy a XRP on Coinbase. You can over on Uphold and some of the other exchanges. But Ethereum with a Visa or MasterCard debit card that's linked to your Apple Pay. Chip, I think that's pretty cool.
No, it is cool. And a lot of people don't realize, you go like Apple Pay. Yeah, it's like something. Well, Apple Pay, I've got an Apple Wallet on my phone, just to let you guys know how easy it is, especially all you Android users out there. But I can have 15 credit cards, and then I open up my wallet, I flip through them, click one, do my facial to one. You go to a website. When I see Apple Pay, it's over. I click the button. I click my thing, I do my biometrics, and bloop, I just bought it. It's being shipped to my house or wherever. I don't have to do anything. It's like literally 3 seconds. So the fact that they're doing this, making it even easier to be able to purchase. And there's something else, Jeff, you had mentioned about aren't they rolling something out with you can get so much money out per day, supposedly?
Oh, yeah. There was another announcement that you're going to be able to do instant withdrawal of up to $100,000 per day.
So that's
massive.
It is. It works. Anytime there's a bull run, everybody knows that you're not even a rat chance in hell of getting your money off of Coinbase. But yeah. I wonder if where are they getting the liquidity from, Jeff? Curiosity.
It's a good question. I don't know. That's one that must be in
on-demand liquidity. Interesting. Interessante.
Very interesting.
See.
Very interesting. Hey, for all those that are joining us right now, why don't you guys shout out where you guys are from? If you have any commentary, throw it in there as well. Chip, check this out. So here we go. Coinbase moving forward. Oh, by the way, we missed this news yesterday. Big gorilla in the room, Brian Brooks, has now stepped down from Binance. I kind of saw that coming. I should have called it a week ago before, but all the trouble that Binance was going through, I would have called it. I didn't, but I already knew. What do you think?
Well,
obvious choice?
I mean, how's he going to stay? I mean, all the things plaguing them, and he said it was a matter, he said it was directional stuff. Yeah, like, maybe we should do things on the up and up. Nah, we've been sliding by so far. He's like, no, man, I can't do that. And so they wanted to leverage him for his, his government contacts. He's advising them how to go forward. He's also an attorney. He also has a very good grasp of the legal system and the government. He's worked inside the government, and they let him go. Pretty big mistake, not letting him take the helm, especially when, after all said and done, they may be kicked out of every decent country and somehow may end up living in the United States. I don't know, with the Binance.us, and they don't even control. They're doing it through a third party where out of San Francisco. I don't remember the name of the company, but they're doing it out of a third party. And I'm thinking to myself, Brian Brooks is pretty much a very savvy dude. And if he's telling Binance, like, hey man, strategically, I think we should do X, Y, and Z, and they're bucking the system, you're like, look, man, I'm not asking you to do it. We do it or I'm out. And so he puts out a nice tweet. Oh, we had disagreements. The disagreements were probably pretty brutal. He might have even brought up Tether, like, hey, I'm really concerned about this whole Tether thing. And Tether keeps putting tweets out there. We have a tweet that's on the show that they're like, oh no, we're back. It's kind of like, the more you start saying you're not guilty, you start looking really guilty. It's like, oh no, we're on the up and up. Oh no, we do everything right. Oh no, there's nothing. What are you looking at us for? We do everything right. Yeah. Check it out.
So we still haven't had a third-party audit yet. But besides that,
but, I mean, we're fine. Don't look at us. Why are you? You know what I mean? It's like it's starting to they look like they're incriminating themselves every time they put a tweet out. So I don't know. It might have been a Tether thing. There's so much going on, and the way they bounced Coil was absolutely just horrendous. I mean,
and they bounced Coil, and they saw Brian Brooks, and they're like, oh, we get Brian Brooks, and it's going to go straight to the moon. And they bring him in, and he's just like, hey, you guys aren't listening to me. Like you said, see ya. We're not playing this game. They let him go, man. I mean, it's shocking, but I think he sees more writing on the wall, and you kind of hinted at the fact that they're kind of being outed, from many of the key countries out there, even if it has, I think they were kind of skirting the line a little bit on a global scale and upsetting the cart, so it's a little bit problematic. So we got Barlow Digital Wallet from Nashville, Tennessee. Man, I think the big race, the Indy race, was in Nashville yesterday, which is pretty exciting. Then we also got Bucharest, Romania here, which is pretty awesome, man.
Nice.
So check this out. Oh, I saw another person from the free state of Florida, which we're happy to see. But check this out, man. The Brits don't play. The Brits don't play. For all you guys that are over there, I'm not zooming on the right screen. But check this out. Brits choose crypto over traditional banking. Chip, what is the one thing that we're saying? People are concerned about the inflation within fiat currency. They're also concerned about the fact that they're being paid peanuts a percentage on the fiat that's being held in the banks. And people are waking up and they're like, oh my God, I can go to this crypto exchange. I'm getting paid 5, 6, 7, 8% on my money. Why in the world would I stick around for the 0.0 whatever percent that you're getting on your fiat that's losing value? And look at this. The future of cryptocurrencies is directly linked to the utility, and we are therefore hugely encouraged by these findings. I'm sure there was a little bit more here, but he said Marcus Hughes, the managing director of Coinbase Europe, explained the research was vital for informing future business moves, whatever. But it's some key stuff. Let me see. Oh, we can see that attitudes of British consumers towards cryptocurrency have transformed significantly in the last few years.
Wonder why, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder why. I mean, there's all sorts of good stuff here. And then look at this. Here's something else on inflation. Look at that. An inflation hedge. What do you know? Potentially outperforms all traditional assets such as gold and traditional savings account. So 51% The respondents suggested they'd be willing to take out a fiat loan, such as a mortgage, using their crypto asset savings as a guarantee. Man, that's news. That's crazy that you're starting to see the passion over there. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that kind of news. I think it's awesome.
No, it is awesome. And,
Yep.
listen, I mean, people are stepping up all over the world. They're just tired of being held down. You can only back an animal into a corner, especially a human, before they're like, okay, the first time, the second time, we're not playing anymore. So, everyone's rising up. And what's going on here in the United States, some of the dumbest humans on planet Earth, I'm saying some of the dumbest humans on planet Earth, who are choosing for us, and they will get severely primaried. By the way, Charles Hoskinson is he's organizing a rally in Washington, D.C. We're going to jump into that, but I love his approach. He's a libertarian. He doesn't want to put up with this garbage. None of us do. Here's what people want in life. They want to raise their family. They want to have a good time. They want to know what the rules are so they can navigate between them. They want to put all the other stuff out. But when you come for their health, and you come for their jobs, and you come for their businesses, and then the last thing they're holding on to is the crypto that's their hedge against inflation. Now, as David Schwartz said, the natives are restless. What do you say? They're storming the castle?
They're storming the castle.
They're storming the
All
castle.
over
And they're not happy about it. So, hey, it's the way it goes, right?
Hey, no, big shout out to Backup Bradley, coming in here. Appreciate
What's
you
up,
coming
Brad?
in from Twitter. What's up,
And
Brad?
Times his live streams, probably one of the best that we knew doing the live streams. He was just so perfect of navigating. And I know why you gave it up, because if you want to grow incredibly slow, you do live stuff like we do. If you want to throw up 2-3 videos a day and hammer the stuff out, boom, explosions. We're taking the slow route.
Crypto Fitter. Chip, now that you have a lemon tree, you must shave your head. But the one thing that we should acknowledge here is that that's the first lemon tree security that's been cultivated off of the original lemon tree. So it's a lemon tree security sitting over there. And you don't have as many lemons. I did promise a bushel full of lemons, but you're only getting in a couple over there. But don't worry, I have somebody that's going to harvest your lemon grove for you. So,
good. Is there a promise of some sort of future profit? Because that's a security, my man. So, but by the way, there's a lot more lemons on the back of that tree, but it's full. It's growing in. The lemons are started. It's not the Charlie Brown lemon tree that you have, but I've got like a nice, and I've got an upgraded, little wood canister that it's in. I put the other one in the other room because that one got a lot of criticism. They're like, Chip, what's up with that? It was like people were laughing at the shape of it. So we had to get rid of that one. We had to quickly get rid of that.
Yeah. So Chip, check this out. I know you like the gold standard, right? But what do you think about this headline in this article here? Blockchain will establish a ground state for the world's economy, bringing gold back into play, says George Gilder.
First of all, George Gilder is like a hero. This guy right here, George Gilder, he is what a phenomenal life he's had, and man, he's like a legend. So I don't know. Can we play a little bit of that? What is that? Is that somebody else's video? Is George Gilder talking about that? No, George Gilder is like phenomenal.
Let me see. I haven't tried to play. Let me see if it plays. Got to go through the ad first. It's actually yeah. Let me go through the ad, and then we'll let's see when he comes on. So anyhow, they were at they were at Freedom Fest. That's pretty exciting stuff. Let's see here. Here we are. Let me see if we can get him on. One more forward. A little more forward. See, there he is. All right. Let's see what we got here, Chip.
The future will be as portable as your watch, as personal as your wallet. It will recognize speech. It will navigate streets. It will collect your news and your mail. It just might not do windows. It'll do doors. It'll open doors to your future. And that was sort of the heart of my teleputer theory. And still, they haven't adopted my term teleputer, and I'm waiting for some company to launch this. The smartphone is a teleputer.
The smartphone is indeed the
Damn right it is, George.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if you remember this, but Reagan used to quote George Gilder all the time. He would always give a speech and then quote George Gilder. Was like one of his favorite people to quote. And of course, I'm looking for the quotes. I can't find any. Why? You know why, Jeff? Because I'm only showing the results that such and such wants me to see. Not the ones I'm looking for, not the ones I put in there, just the ones I'm allowed to see. Because, you got to be careful about what kind of names you put in there. Otherwise, you're in trouble, right?
That's right. Let's see if he gets into the gold here.
Technology was called microcosm.
All right, it's hard. It's going to be hard to find the exact spot where he's talking about the gold. It's going to go on and on. I'll see if I can find it. It's 25 minutes long, so
it's a long
amazing
time, yeah.
guy though. But amazing guy, So Chip, all this. So we have all this positive, a lot of positive news coming out. A lot of positive news on a global scale. So we're starting to see, like we're talking about what's going on over in Britain, and we see Coinbase, but Coinbase is here. The whole Apple Pay, Google Pay thing, expansion of the space. But there's been a lot of tension over the past couple of days. A lot of the big billionaires, a lot of the big builders and developers in the space have all come out trying to facilitate the rescuing of the crypto space in the US due to an overreaching, overzealous administration that wants to basically stifle innovation through this ridiculous bill that they shoved into an item on a bill that they kind of shoved into this infrastructure bill that really only 5% of it's going to infrastructure. 110 billion out of 1.3 trillion.
They've really kind of met their match here. I'm telling you, man. People are pissed, and I'm going to kind of scale it back a little bit, but people are not happy. It's not going to end well for a lot of politicians. They're done pretty much forever. And I'm pretty sure it'll be seen through that when it comes time, they're going to be eliminated. Because first of all, you got just people. Do you really believe that they're doing such an amazing job like Bernie Sanders can stay there for 40 years, 50 years? No. If you want to think about election integrity, you kind of have your answer right there. There's no way. There's no way in hell that actually happens, right? I'll tell you, one of the greatest points that happened today was Ted Cruz gave a beautiful speech on the floor, which I'd like to dive into. Let's hit this real quick.
I want to thank the good efforts of the senators who have led the work in finding a compromise in this regard, in particular Senator Toomey and Senator Lummis, who've worked very, very hard on this issue. Bismarck said many years ago that there are two things you don't want to see being made: sausage and legislation. And when it comes to particularly ugly legislation, this component, the regulation of cryptocurrency, may take the prize for the ugliest we have seen.
He's going to roast them, man. The only thing he didn't do is pull out his big bazooka and just start firing it.
Level it.
Before we go any further, yeah, we're gonna put that up later there, Alex. D vlogs. All right, but let's listen to what he has to say here, because it's pretty good.
Moments from now, I expect that we are going to see objections to this compromise amendment that was negotiated. If we do in fact see objections, and if the underlying language in this bill goes into effect, it will have devastating effects. There is a new and exciting industry in the United States of cryptocurrency. Whether
while he's saying this, Jeff, he has to wake up some of the people because they've already fallen asleep. Now, new exciting thing. What the hell could it be, Jeff?
they're Bitcoin or otherwise, that are generating jobs, entrepreneurs who are creating new values, new hedges against inflation, new opportunities, and it is fast moving. It is dynamic. And this infrastructure bill, a bill being sold to the American people as let's build some roads and bridges, has one little portion in there designed to obliterate cryptocurrency. Now, I fully understand that there are some bureaucrats at the Treasury Department have never seen anything they don't want to regulate the life out of.
And Jeff, what do you think about that statement right there? They have not
And
seen anything they want to regulate the hell out of. Yeah, centralism,
That's it.
man. Central
That's it.
banking. Yeah.
they want to overregulate it and they want to overtax it. And it's crazy because I've been watching the Twitter feeds and some of the commentary is, oh, it's it's about time. A CPA came out and said it's about time that they start asking for tax from these people, meaning in their mind, they have no idea what they're talking about. Even a CPA could be a complete, asshat in his commentary. I'm like, man, if you say something so stupid, you should lose your CPA status. The guy didn't do any research in this Twitter feed that I was reading, and he has CPA next to his name. I'm like, you're done. Get rid of CPA because he didn't understand the fact that these validators and people building in the space, they're not taking possession of everybody else's assets. They don't have visibility to all the transactions that could be flowing through, let's say, through a validator node. And so some of the things they want to do is tax you for that, right? There's all this movement, and they want to overtax people for a bill. I think it's more punitive than anything else that they've done within the industries, any industry. I don't know where they've really come after it, especially when it's growing. Man, it's so crazy.
Yeah, and also I'll mention, Jeff, that if you're outside the United States, CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. This is a designation that there is testing for. You've got to pass like a test. It's not like they give them out like candy. It is a stringent test. There's 4 parts of it. You can take them all at once. It's like a 10-hour day, 12-hour day. We take them in parts. So, but the one thing they don't have anything in there, and I know because my wife obviously is studying for the CPA, very little on cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. All right, and then now let's go tackle all this. They don't really deal with it. They don't talk about it. And it's somewhat of a joke. Let's listen in the rest of this, Jeff. Let's listen to what Mr. Ted Cruz, the senator, the good senator from the great free state of Texas.
But if the underlying language in this so-called infrastructure bill becomes law, we will be destroying billions of dollars worth of industry in the United States. We will be destroying jobs in the United States. Many of those jobs are in my home state of Texas. And we will be sending them overseas. Listen, it isn't complicated. Cryptocurrency isn't tied to any particular piece of dirt. So the grand efforts of the United States Senate will be to say, we don't want those jobs in America. We don't want those resources in America. Go somewhere else. The ugly truth with which Bismarck understood, and which is particularly true on cryptocurrency, there aren't 5 senators in this body with any real understanding of how cryptocurrency operates.
Boom.
We have had no hearings on this.
What did we say?
The Senate has had no hearings on this.
Listen, but he's nailing it. He's like,
Boom.
There's not 5. He called them out. You know how many senators are? 100. You know how many are in there right now? 100, including Ted. There's 99 people he's addressing. He's like, there's not 5 in here. Well, he's probably thinking, let's see.
Could understand it.
Miss Toomey. Right. He's just counting with one hand, but he's
Cruz may or may not be putting himself in there. He could come out and say, look, I don't understand enough about it either, but I know that you're going to destroy the industry.
Now, what he's talking about here is the whole idea that they haven't had any hearings on it. They haven't been, they just threw it in as a last minute thing just to screw people, and they don't even know what they're doing. So thank God there's a little bit of level headedness. I'm going to back this up.
Matt LaRoche came out with a statement. Can we take him out real quick? I can't read it. It's like covered up by
this. I take that I'll have to start from the beginning. So you're going to have to do your best to figure it out.
I'll just read it over here. So anyhow, Matt LaRoche, perfect summary of what's going on, right? I can't understand why my lemon tree isn't growing, right? I'm stomping on it, starving it of sunshine and withholding water from it. And I can't understand why it's not growing. Hashtag crypto, hashtag US government, hashtag stifle. I wonder. I think they would be the last. I wouldn't even want to give one of our plush lemon trees to the Senate. And it's a perfect example of what they're doing with the crypto space. Yeah, great explanation. Love it. Outstanding.
That is outstanding. And of course, let's not ignore the fabulous YouTuber Alex D, who doesn't give an F about these senators. Of course, he says that in his videos. Can't say it here. There you go. Beautifully well done. Thank you for the support, Alex D. You're always a phenomenal friend of the show, man. Appreciate that.
Don't forget, Janet Yellen wants the ability to surveil us too.
I like that picture, man. That's like, go back to simpler times. All right, let's throw this back up.
The Senate has had no hearings on this. The House, as far as I know, has had no hearings of this. And yet, this body is prepared to obliterate an industry willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly, I
Or
love
for that matter, the compromise. And listen, the compromise that was put forward would be a meaningful improvement, would do much, much less damage. But even the compromise would essentially kick the can down the road and allow bureaucrats at Treasury to do massive damage. And the bureaucrats at Treasury don't understand this any better than does the United States Senate. The right outcome, I think, is an amendment I introduced. Strike the whole damn thing. If we want to legislate on this, actually do our jobs. Be a deliberative body, hold hearings, listen to witnesses, understand the consequences.
Our jobs.
Know what we're doing.
Okay, Jeff. So this approach here, see, everyone was going around going, well, they're getting together and they're going to make a conference. No. Cruz is right. Get it out of here. Have hearings for months. And so they pull Facebook and they're like, tell us more about this book with faces. You know, I mean, they're just absolute, some of the dumbest people in the world. And they have no clue what they're talking about.
That's right. Peter Willis, Congress almost relegated the USA to become a technological backwater. That's exactly what it is. And then you've got, I like this, from now on, they're lemon stompers. That's it. They're lemon tree stompers, lemon tree destroyers. I like that. The lemon stompers.
That's a good one, Matt Roche. Coining. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling another merch added to the store. That's what I'm smelling. Lemon stompers, a lemon tree.
The lemon stomper.
I like that.
That'd be great.
That would be the reasonable, rational thing to do. Don't just put out a rule of massive taxes and regulations with no understanding of the consequences and jobs and real people that would be hurt. For whatever reason, the Senate doesn't seem to want to behave reasonably or rationally. And I think the consequences are going to be long-standing of this foolish legislation. I think Senator Toomey and Senator Lummis have worked hard on a compromise to brunt the worst aspects of this legislation. And so I hope the proposal they put forward, or about to put forward, is adopted. But if it is not, I'm going to predict that every one of the 100 senators here is going to come to regret that this body took a part in destroying jobs and a budding industry that will provide billions of dollars of new opportunity.
It's choking up there.
And if the Senate keeps on this course, we're going to send it instead overseas to our competitors. That would be a tragic mistake. Thank you.
Exactly what's going to happen.
Dude, and you know what's best? You know what's great about that? Listen, there's no like teleprompter. He's not looking down. He's just giving it from the heart, which is why he said, all 100 senators, you're going to come to regret this in a big, big way. He's not messing around either. He's absolutely
He wasn't looking through his notes. He wasn't like, let me see infrastructure bill, crypto. Let me look that up.
Well, he got to dig into infrastructure too when he said the so-called infrastructure bill with debatable like less than 10% going to infrastructure. But you know, that's a clever new thing for Washington. They're going to call it the Save America Act, where you send 95% of all of the United States money to a different country. Save America.
Save the lemons. Save the lemons. Save the
lemons. DIC. Yeah. So it's anyway. Cruz is just a legend. And Look, I'll be honest with you, Jeff. That wasn't even all. That wasn't even his whole thing. He actually did some other stuff too, where he. This is actually a shorter one. Let me play this video right here. This is another Cruz bit. He's got some visuals on this, and you think about, I've been to some places, where you go in there and they got the big screens, especially churches. They got all the screens working, and meanwhile, what do they have in the Senate? They got this.
As Admiral Akbar said in Star Wars, it's a trap! This is a trap.
Can you do that in the Senate?
He just did. He just did. Admiral Akbar. He's like, so if you're watching this in the podcast, it's Admiral Akbar, which looks like a giant bug with the words, it's a trap on a board, right? I mean, that's what it is.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Trap.
Oh my God, that's awesome. How
For
did I miss that?
Democrats, it's what they campaign on. If you're a Democrat, you want to raise taxes and raise spending. You want more debt from China. That's what Democrats do. But for Republicans, come on, guys. We're like Charlie Brown with Chuck Schumer being Lucy in the football. And you've got Republicans
Oh my God,
happily
that's
running,
awesome.
going, oh, he's going to keep the football, he's going to keep the football. And every time Lucy pulls the football back,
This
and
is
we go up
classic.
in the air and land on our
Every
roof.
time. That's classic.
It'd be nice
More lemon stompers.
for Republicans not to fall for it again.
Oh, he's hitting up the
Man.
right nose right there too, boy. Oh,
Coming after all of them.
Cruz is legend. Cruz is the guy. Cruz.
Alahaco, man. Told y'all it's comedy.
It is comedy, but you know what? Someone's going to pay dearly, and it's not going to be pretty. But I got to tell you, I really was like, you know, it's like there was like, you get somebody up there, and I know they have to sit there and listen to all these speeches and everything, but at least he's entertaining. I mean, let's give him that. And not to mention, spot on. You know, he's like every single time there's Chucky Schumer with the football, and sorry, suckers. And meanwhile, you know, right, Jeff? Am I wrong? Where am I going wrong here?
It's 100% spot on. And it's over and over and over again. And you sit there watching it. And this whole thing, I mean, it's just like, man, it's insane. You know, it's just too crazy, man. I like this. Government officials are like the seagulls in Finding Nemo.
Yeah, what do they say in that? What do they say? Mine. Holy,
Someone tell Lucy to pull the lemon. Those lemon stompers. Get those lemon stompers out of Washington.
yeah, man, that's
Bunch of
exactly.
lemon stompers.
That's kind of what it is, right? I mean, that's the lemon stompers.
It-
So, you know, we talked about Ted Cruz a little bit, right? And so if you guys aren't familiar with American politics, hey, don't worry. Jeff and I are here to kind of navigate the field for you. But there is one giant asshat that you may or may not know. He actually ran for president not too long ago, and he is the giant of all. I'll be honest with you, Jeff. He's a clown, and his name is Mitt Romney. And if you guys don't know him, let's put up a video of it. This is Mitt Romney, the clown, right here. Hang on a second. There we go.
I'm sure some people are a little disturbed when they see headlines that say, oh, this bipartisan effort would look like a win for Biden. Well, it's a win for Republicans, and it's a win for Biden, it's a win for Democrats, it's a win for the Senate to say we can work together, that we've been able to overcome partisan differences to do something that's right for America. Mr. President, I'm convinced that this is a win for America.
Oh my God. Oh,
What a clown.
comedy. Dude, it's
What
pure comedy.
There it is right there. Nailed it. Pierre Delecto. Do you know the story about Pierre Delecto?
No, I
Okay,
do not.
so somebody was masquerading and liking a bunch of stuff. Some character named Pierre Delecto, and some internet sleuth figured out that it was Mitt Romney. He finally copped to it, but he was his
That's right. Oh, that's right.
stage name was Pierre Delecto, right? That's somebody right there. That's Scott Onium who knows politics.
Oh my
That's some
God.
pretty. That's some pretty inside baseball right there. Well done, Scott. You get a gold star. You're very good. What a bunch of nuts, man. I mean, we really are in trouble, Jeff. I mean, we're speeding towards socialism. The other thing that happened was the CDC took it upon itself unconstitutionally and said they were going to postpone moratoriums on foreclosures and evictions. Great thought, great sentiment. However, they do not have that power. They do not possess that power, but they're doing it anyway. Jeff, we're on a steamroll collision. Oh, no. Good Lord.
yeah.
Who is that?
Hey, there's your buddy. Weren't you just saying the other day, you know, if only we had somebody that went to MIT that was running the SEC, things would be so much better, right?
Boy,
Check
oh
this out.
boy.
Dude, check this out. This article, this opinion piece is so spot on. And I never, you know, as you start dissecting it and trying to figure out
Oh, Charles,
what are some of the deficiencies of the Gensler, right? And so here, SEC boss Gary Gensler has few regulatory bullets in his on crypto, right? This lawyer says, right? And you get into it, And you start getting it. So Gary Gensler's ambition to regulate the wild west of cryptocurrency is on a collision course with something he can't regulate. More than 7 decades of case law. Right. So you look at this and the guy, you start getting into this. I'm like, man, the guy's actually pretty spot on with it. He said
Dude,
that was the
Charles
consensus
Gasparino.
among what's that?
That's Charles Gasparino, brilliant guy.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes in, that was the consensus among securities lawyers with whom I spoke following Gensler's pronouncement last week that high on his ambitious agenda as chair is to make the booming crypto market safe for even your grandmother. You like that, Chip?
Even
So
your
then-
grandmother. Fantastic.
So then you get into this, forget all this stuff. You get in, forget this. So in Cuomo's case, he butted up against the U.S. Constitution, which remains sacrosanct during a pandemic. For Gensler, it's decades of securities law, including the landmark Securities Act of 1933, right? That basically, but look at this. You would think Gensler would know this up front. President Biden plucked him out of the highest echelons of academia, MIT no less, where he lectured on financial issues, including the nascent and burgeoning market for digital coins that could become an alternative to the U.S. banking. So here you are. I like how he's setting this up, right? He's like, he should have already known this stuff. He should have understood all these decades, of case law.
No, Jeff. No, you know why? Because he's a dyed-in-the-wool, hardcore liberal Democrat who stepped up lockstep to do the work, and he's going to be the enforcer, and he needs more attorneys and lawyers. And no, you don't. You can't regulate it. And the CFTC, thank God, putting them into place, saying, stay in your swim lane. You have nothing to do with it. Commodities will be enforced by the CFTC. If it branches or overflows by chance, and there's ways that it could, and it becomes a security, well, then you can get your fingers on that, but stay out of it.
That's right. So check it out. He's not a lawyer,
No.
right? And it says here, Gensler holds a job that demands knowledge of court precedent and law to prevent unfair prosecution and wild goose chases. Wild goose chases. What do you think? I mean, there's two things here, right? I don't know. I can't highlight. I think I'm too zoomed in. But anyhow, wild goose chases and unfair prosecutions. I love that. Those are, let's see, the Ripple case come to mind, right? Even worse, Gensler is also blinded by deeply progressive ideology that seeks to control every inch of business.
Jeff, did I just say that?
Dyed
in the wool, right there. Dyed in the wool progressive. That's his first problem, because it clouds everything that he could potentially see, and he wants to win. And something that John Deaton brought up. He says they're so bent on winning that they're missing so much, and that's to the detriment of their case. But dude, this is a brilliant article. Let's save this one for the archives so we can pull it out and revisit every once in a while, because right now this is beautifully written.
Yeah, so man, now I like this, because they're going to identity politics. They're not thinking based on sane logic anymore. So once you go to identity politics, it's all bets are off, right? So he perceives as evil and unsafe territory for the average investor. He sees himself as the protector. He has to protect the average investor. How much evil is in the $2 trillion crypto market is a matter of debate, right? And then you get into the proponents, whatever, you can really dig into all these ideas. But man, it even gets deeper, Chip. Who gets to regulate what goes on inside the blockchain and the broader crypto world is still a matter of debate. Security lawyers tell me. Certainly the CFTC has some say, because cryptos are more closely aligned with commodities than they are, say, stocks or bonds. Then he kind of gets in, man. This article is so spot on, and it singles out Gensler. Just because he comes from the MIT doesn't mean that the guy is the right guy for the SEC. No legal background. He's a scientist, right? He's a math guy. He's not a lawyer guy. He's not a legal expert. Doesn't understand the case law. Precedent.
No, but here's the thing. Gasparino, he's on Fox Business, right? So he basically says, I consulted security attorneys. Okay. I think Gensler's even thinking about that. A guy writing an article is consulting, attorneys and people in the know. Meanwhile, Gensler's like, we need more power. We have to do this. And by the way, Did you guys realize I taught at MIT? By the way, someone brought it up here. He taught for 3 years at MIT. My God. I mean, it's not like he's been there for a really long time. Jeff, I want to throw this up right here because it looks like Charles Hoskinson is getting ready to torch Washington. Look at this. I think it's about time we get a rally going in Washington, D.C. I'm going to make some phone calls. More on this later. I cannot wait. Now I'm excited, right? Because Charles Hoskinson, one of the great things about him, he is a libertarian. He stands for privacy. That's what Cardano's all about. And yeah, you can ridicule them and say they missed some key deadlines or whatever. Good luck. Create your own cryptocurrency and figure it out yourself. If you think it's so damn easy, right? It's easy to criticize people and armchair quarterback. And Jungle's like, I know some people that might be down. Good God. I mean, Jungle saving the day, man. You know,
oh my God, that's funny,
right? And then look at this, Jeff. This is we're in crazy town right now. Are we the only people talking some basic knowledge? We got some amazing human beings watching this thing. And you know, I would just say this before we go any further. If it's your first time here, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you're enjoying the content. It helps us out and also tickles that Google algorithm. So make sure you like, subscribe, click that notification bell. You don't have to click the bell. Only 20% of the people do, but we really appreciate it if you do. Now let's go into this right here. Go ahead.
Look at this comment. Gensel, Elizabeth Warren, Yellen, and Maxine, our financial leadership. We are screwed. And you think about that. Think about who these people are, and you're trying to take future financial advice, from these individuals, and and then go one comment above it. For as smart as he is, he's an idiot. And just because he's book smart, just because he taught at MIT, doesn't mean that he has analytic skills. None.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, so let's go look at this here. Check this out. So Tom Emmer, obviously Tom Emmer, a real, Minnesota 6th district, right? So Emmer has been instrumental in the cryptocurrency, the legislation. He says, I, along with the bipartisan blockchain caucus co-chairs, this is Darren Soto from the free state of Florida, Jeff. This is David Schweikert, another great dude who's also been early days involved in the crypto, and Rep. Bill Foster right there, and he's from the District of Illinois. They wrote this letter, basically distributed to everybody. All four of them signed it, including Soto. And check this out. It basically talks about this bill.
Soto's a Democrat, by the way.
Yeah, he is a Democrat. Yep. Yeah, well, that's why I said bipartisan. So the House must consider amendments to the provision that exempt entities that don't conduct crypto transactions, keep blockchain software development, cryptocurrency mining, and more in the United States. And he's kind of echoing the same sentiment we heard from Ted Cruz. Why would you chase innovation outside? I mean, the last interview, if you remember, Brad Garlinghouse given last week, one of the things he said, well, what about that? Would you consider you leaving the U.S.? He says, I'm not ready to go there yet. That was his exact words. I'm not going there yet.
Yeah,
but he will. If you push comes to shove, he's going to. Then Emmer says crypto is not a partisan issue. Don't make it a partisan issue. So the bipartisan blockchain caucus is working to educate members, like Ted Cruz called them all out, not even 5 in the assembly that know what the hell's going on, so we can fix the dangerous provision when it comes to the House. And again, you see people working. What's up, Kelly? You see people working in the background and trying to make it an awesome difference on making stuff happen, right?
So what's crazy about this? You always try to make lemonade out of the lemons that you are given. We have a bunch of lemons. We're going to make some lemonade. So for the first time in all of these years, right? What did Ted Cruz say? We've never discussed cryptocurrency in these halls as a Senate body, right? In Congress, they haven't discussed it either. They've had some bills here and there to create more discussion. They voted on committees to discuss further and make other committees to discuss. Basically a bunch of do-nothings. This is a negative bill that they're trying to ram down our throats. Infrastructure plus this negative crypto part to it. But think about this. This is the first time that everybody's talking about it. People are fired up. People are calling their senators. People are tweeting their congressional representatives on a massive scale. So everything that everyone tried to do before this kind of was like, yeah, crypto, blockchain, and the Maxine Waters and Elizabeth Warren is, she comes out and, it's used for nefarious purposes. It's used for nefarious purposes. And Janet Yellen with her, negativity and all this stuff. But now everybody's talking about it. To me, that's the lemonade. That now this momentum, if we don't take advantage of this swell right now, man, it's a missed opportunity. This is the best opportunity to take advantage of right now.
Jeff, by the way, did you know that one of those names right there is a Native American? She told us that for 45 years. So she said, right? Now, Jeff, I don't know. So if you're on crypto Twitter and you just changed your name to sec.gov and you got the blue check mark, because that's what happens with progressive, they get the blue check mark. Look at this. Check this out. The SEC, hey, today we announced that Poloniex has agreed to settle charges for operating an unregistered online digital asset exchange in connection with its operation of its trading platform that facilitated buying and selling. So this is what they're touting. Look at this. They agreed to pay
$10 million.
They agreed to pay, holding up a big placard. They agreed to pay $10 million, and they're super proud of this. This is the kind of
real.
It's for real.
I didn't see that one.
It's the blue check.
Put that with 5 stars. They actually made this thing with $10 million in that font. These guys are complete asshats.
Complete
These guys
asshats.
need to be showing the door. Whoever came up with that is a moron.
Gary
A
Gensler.
complete moron.
Gary Gensler.
Moron.
Gary Gensler.
This is insane. Who does something like that? I mean, that's just the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen. I can't believe that's legit.
It's legit.
That actually came from them. They actually posted that.
Do you see what's in the corner, Jeff? The big seal. That now this apparently is official. This is not like an opinion because they actually.
Are we sure?
I can never pronounce this. Is it Poloniex? Poloniex? I don't know how you say that. I've never always stumbled on it. I've heard it said. I try to say it and I can't say it. But I think they moved out. They actually left, didn't they? Wasn't that part of Circle? They let them go.
They left the state. They left the country.
And now they want to maybe come back and be regulated. So they paid $10 million and
now you're back. So pay your money. You got to pay your dues. I want to know where the 10 million goes. Where does the 10 million go? Where does it go? Who
travel and entertainment? I don't know.
Slush fund. It's what pays for their private travel, their private jets. Now Gensler, he's like, man, I just got $10 million. There's my first class airfare, private jet for the rest of the year. He's all set. XRP Panic, $2 million per star. That's what they get.
Look at it. No, Mad Hatter says legalized extortion is alive and well in the United States. What was it selling specifically that are securities, right? So the people buying these unregistered securities get their money back. There you go, Jeff. What do you plan on doing with the money? So it's like,
there you go. I want to know that too.
People are smart in the crypto community. Man, they're smart. They're kicking ass, taking names. They're not playing, Jeff. There's very smart human beings.
They have no idea what they're up against. I mean, I think they're getting an inkling of what they're up against. You can rile people up. You can seclude them in their homes, force them off the streets, shut their businesses down, stifle them, stomp. They become lemon stompers. They can crush your trees, crush your spirit. But the cryptocurrency community has stayed positive, uplifted, moving forward. And regardless of the obstacles that's put in front of the crypto community, they still overcome. Because this is the new asset class, this is the new technology, everything that Senator Cruz was talking about. This is the momentum. They file a case against Ripple, and their phones are off the hooks every time they have one of these hearings with Ripple. They're loaded up, and that's it. They've never seen anything like this. And now the number of people that were calling senators, they've never seen anything like this. So it's freaking outstanding.
No, not seen anything like it, Jeff. And so one of the things, I downloaded one of those videos just now, and I wanted to play it because I thought this was absolutely brilliant too. Someone replied to that SEC thing, and this is great because check this video out right here. Let me pull it out here. Come on. It always takes so long to load. Good Lord. All right. Something's up with it. It won't let me. Oh man, I'm gonna have to grab it again because something weird happened.
Revolutionaries, XRP jeans. Hey, by the way, if you guys want some cool merch You can go check us out on thechain.shop, and we got shirts just like this one here, XRP. I can't be 100% sure, but I think it's magic. Cool merch gear like that. And soon there'll be the lemon stompers. And we still need volcano power. Chip's working on volcano power. That'll be pretty sweet. Get the so we had something else here. Let's see. We had where is it? I don't know. I saw somebody else come in here from the free state of Florida. They came in not that long ago from Naples. But man, this is outstanding. What do we got here? Space XRP, the mob based their strategy off the government. There you go. Losing confidence in our leaders.
Losing. I mean, lost.
Losing.
Not losing, lost a long time ago. Here it is right here. Look at this.
Get a 10% cut over there. Oh, what are we doing here?
So I want to play this video against her. So this is somebody who responded with this clip to that SEC doing a victory lap of holding up the 10. We got $10 million. Okay. Somebody put this clip. Now this is Tim. I can't think of his last name. With
Draper?
Gary against Kim Draper. Yeah, Tim Draper. And I think he hit the sauce a little bit early before this interview. He's like all over modulated on the mic. He's like, talks over against. He dropped a few martinis. I don't know what he was hitting the sauce earlier, right? So he's liquored up. Look at his socks. He's like ready to go. His big bushy eyebrows. And there's Gary Gensler sitting like a good woman. I mean, a man with their legs crossed. I thought for a second there, the way he was sitting, I thought those were like, you know, those weren't flesh-colored pants. Those were his legs. I don't know. He's sitting in his legs, right? That's what it looks like. He's wearing a dress and he's got his legs crossed, you know. Don't want to expose. But let's listen to this clip, and I want to get some feedback from you guys. Let's listen to this. Check this out.
Bankers panicking right now.
But what
just
what
feel
line,
the panic in their voices. But here's here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing, and they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along. The powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say, it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. You know, they're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going.
Oh my God, it's
awesome.
That's
what, by the way,
so awesome.
we're at the stage of that Senate. What he's talking about right here, that's the stage we're at right now. Wrap your arms around. We're not going to do it.
We're going to do it.
We're not killed. Killed. Right? So this is where he's at. They wrap the arms. We're not going to do it. Listen to this. And I love when Gensler tries to say something. Tim Draper just steamrolls over him. He's like, get out the way. Get out the way. Yeah, get that another scotch.
Get them another scotch.
Right on. You know, he's like, oh, I got
couple martinis. Big support here. Good Jacob. 10,000 per XRP. It will happen.
Oh, man.
Just a quick
God.
There you go. Big supporters.
Yeah,
woo. And to all those that supported so far.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. So let's listen to the rest of this. He's spot on right now, Jeff. This is great, right?
Oh, it's awesome. Yep.
And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's like
it's after the press planting. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh, God, this thing's happening. And then they go, okay, what are we going to do? How do we get it? So then they either make or buy, as all great companies do. They go, am I going to make this or am I going to buy it? Am I going to make an exchange, or am I going to make a new kind of wallet? Am I going to bring it in so my clients can use this? I know it's there. I know it's better than what we've got.
All at that stage already. I think that
oh my
Harry,
God!
Shut up, you tool! Good Lord!
I know Tim Draper's about to smack him down again, but it's great every time Gensler's like, "Bye bye," the guy. He's talking over him. No, that's last.
That's loud.
Get
That's what
outta
they
here.
go at the end. You shut up. Now, meanwhile,
outta
so this
here.
is an old clip. And meanwhile, Draper called it, and little Gary Gensler's going, well, but they'll adopt the technology. Yeah, that's right, Gary. They will adopt the technology without you. Thank you very much. No.
Blink. Out he
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, get out. You know what I like to do to him? Like if I see him at a conference, what I'll do is I'll walk up right behind him and I'll smack his back of his earlobe like that, you know, bink. Hey, stop it. What are you doing? I mean, that video right there, and someone, this is why, I tell you what, crypto Twitter, yeah, people complain about it. Some smart humans out there, man. This guy responded to the SEC with this, and then I saw somebody else quote this tweet and say, this is the blueprint right here. Got Gensler saying it. This is what we follow. This is how it happens. And it's just remarkable, right? All the way around. I mean, Mr. Burns. Yeah, Mr. Burns.
Oh, my God.
He is Mr. Burns, right? Mr. Burns is actually funny and cool. And then there's the other guy. His name's Gary.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gary Gensler. Gary needs to move to a crypto-friendly country. This country is brain dead. Yeah, Ripple. Oh, sorry, Ripple, not Gary. I thought we were moving him offshore somewhere too, but it's not the country's brain dead. Let me just rephrase that for you. Don't let me go on a rant here, but let me tell you what the United States is filled with. Great people that want the best. You know what they're busy doing? Working. They're not out there yelling about pronouns and she, them, he, what. They're not doing that. They're working their jobs every day. They're going off and they're making stuff happen. They're dealing with their families. But get it straight. We are the majority. The tiny little people behind the curtain, they are the minority. They scream and they yell a lot. But wait till you see when the natives get even more restless, what's going to happen. We're not putting up with it, and we're done.
We're done with it. Yeah, Jackson, I bet Gensler hates his job. I think he loves his job.
I think he loves it too.
The guy's fired up because he headed the CFTC. Here's a guy, mathematician, whatever his background is. Chip, he taught at MIT, by the way.
Weird.
Wasn't sure if you realized that. He was at MIT.
Sure.
No. So MIT for 3 years. Then he gets to run the SEC. The guy doesn't know, doesn't have a law degree, doesn't know anything about case precedent. I love this article that we were reading before, but it's so spot on. The guy comes in there with an agenda, right? And he wants to crush. And he keeps saying that he wants to support the little guy. He wants to help the investors. But again, they're, identity politics. They're always looking to help the underdog. They think investors are the underdog to be saved by the big financial institutions and the big bad, crypto space is so terrifying in the crypto space. They're going to come in and rescue us.
Look at Rob McDermott's comment. Says, Chip, if we didn't let you and Jeff rant, the show would die. Every once in a while, we go on a little bender, like every once in a while, just like Tim Draper, he was steamrolling him. I wish I got to find that whole interview where he just talks over him the whole time. Gary Gensler.
Hey, do you realize this one interdimensional?
No.
Don't forget, he taught at MIT.
Yeah, he shows that down. But every time interview is like, by the way, I have a course and it's online and you can see it for yourself. Hi, I'm Gary Gensler. Welcome to office hours. We're gonna do all kinds of silly stuff and tell you why are we talking about it? You got to ask us several times in the video why you're talking about it. Why don't you shut up and stop talking about it, right? I mean, that's where I'm coming from, Jeff, on that. I mean, let's be honest.
That's right. Awesome show, Christina Johnson. Man, it's always great having you here as well.
Shanglo, guys.
This time, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hey, Hans Loaded, thanks for another awesome show. You guys are the greatest. Keep up the great work. Keep coming back for more. Well, you guys make it possible. We'd love to do that. Alex Sheet, crypto's going to be the new Amazon. Ripple's going to be the new internet. Where is all going to run through is XRP. It's all going to be right there, right on Alex Sheet. Spot on. Love that. Guys, and why don't you come on back for another one tomorrow? We'll have another barn burner. We will roast people that need roasting, and we'll commend the people that need to be commended. And most of the people who need to be commended is you, because you guys know how to hit the subscribe button, the bell notifier, and you keep coming back for more, and also sharing your amazing comments in there as well. So also you can follow us on Twitter. We're at On The Chain with underscores. I know it's not easy, but that's it. On The Chain underscores. Follow us there. Of course, Jeff and I are all over the internet, all over there as well. And so that's what you can do. And when do we broadcast, Jeff?
I don't know, but I got this to play real quick.
The usual, sir? Please.
Yeah, we broadcast, Chip, 6 days a week.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
6 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow is another night, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we stream every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's awesome. You got to love the rants on the Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. 6 days a week, you guys can be entertained, just like tonight.
Yeah.
How great is that?
And big support from Ron McDermott. Thank you. Great show, guys. Your usual deliverable. No wow button. You're getting it anyway, man. You're getting a wowie button too. Wow, 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 wowie.
That's vertigo.
Oh, he's like having convulsions over there. Sorry about that. We'll have to fix that. We'll have to do something a little bit less and convulsion inducing, right? So I mean, we'll have to do that. But man, thanks a lot for that. Appreciate that.
You missed that one right there.
Holy
XR
cow,
Supercar.
XRP Supercar.
What
Man,
is up?
wow. Thank you for that supercar. Much appreciated, man. Thank you, guys. I'm going to give you a wow. Hang on a second, guys. If you don't want the wow, my little disclaimer, but it's coming. Here's the wow. We've been asking for them to incorporate, sound effects, but they haven't done it yet. So there you go.
And before we go, John Doe Crypto, I didn't close the browser. Now apparently I'm taking a part-time online at MIT when I walk away from YouTube.
Good one, John Doe.
Great.
Yeah,
John.
by the way, did you guys know that we're teaching a course at MIT? Yeah, it's going to be available online for free.
For free.
It's going to be called Shut Your Mouth by Doctors Chip and Jeff. That's what it's going to be called right there. Shut your fat big mouth, and we'll let you know when you can talk. Speak when you're spoken to. How do you like that?
That's a good one. So we'll check you guys out. We'll check you guys out again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then,
see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.